guys, and welcome back to Jodie and Sam, and in today's video we'll be doing round 20 footy tips. So without any further ado, let's just get started.
Friday night, Collingwood, Carlton. Obviously, Carlton need to win to get into the 8. Collingwood, I don't see losing another game. I've said this multiple times. So I think that Collingwood will obviously continue and Collingwood will get their win.
The first game of the round is Collingwood versus Carlton at the MCG. I'm tipping Collingwood. I don't think anyone's going to beat Collingwood this year.
Geelong, Fremantle, doesn't matter where this is played. I mean, it's played in GMHBA, but it doesn't matter. Fremantle will probably never be winning this one anyway. So I'm gonna tip Geelong, and they will further cement themselves in the 8.
On Saturday is Geelong versus Fremantle at Geelong's home. I'm tipping Geelong.
Next, Western Bulldogs, Giants. 5th versus 7th. The Giants haven't lost in over a month. Western Bulldogs have looked a little bit shaky in the last couple of weeks. So it's down in Ballarat. I still think the Western Bulldogs will win this, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants get up and
Third game of the round is the Western Bulldogs versus GWS at Mars Stadium. This one was quite hard to tip because the Western Bulldogs did win last week and GWS has been on a 6-game winning streak, I think. But I chose the Western Bulldogs because it's played at their home.
Next is the Suns versus the Lions. This is at Heritage Bank Stadium. Again, don't think it matters. I think Brisbane will go on their merry way and get another win. I think this will almost put them up to 2nd. So this is Brisbane.
So the next game of the round is Gold Coast versus Brisbane. This is like the showdown. I'm tipping Brisbane. I just don't think Gold Coast can win that game at all.
Next we have Essendon and Sydney, 11th versus 12th. But I think there is actually a little bit of a gap between Essendon and Sydney, even though it might not seem like there is. I think there is actually a bit of a gap. I'm going to tip Essendon at Marvel. I think they are a bit better team anyway this year. So I think that Essendon should win this and hopefully get back on the march towards finals.
The next game of the round is Essendon versus Sydney. This game is played at Marvel Stadium. Essendon has been on a bit of a decline lately and Sydney won against Fremantle. I'm tipping Sydney.
Next is probably the most important game of the round. We have the showdown. Obviously, Port versus the Crows. 2nd versus 13th. I think the Crows lose this. They really give up their chance to play finals this year. Obviously, if we lose this, we definitely will be moving down the ladder to 3rd after a few shaky weeks against Carlton and not so much shaky against Collingwood. But I think Port Adelaide should get this win. It's one that we have to win. Even though it's deemed an away game, I still think Adelaide Oval, I think we can get over the Crows. Port to win that.
Last game on Saturday is Adelaide Crows versus Port Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. It is the showdown. Both these teams need to win. Adelaide are probably not going to make the 8, and if Port Adelaide lose, they're probably not going to finish 3rd, so they really need to win this game. I don't really know who's going to win this game, but I feel like Port Adelaide are going to win, but I think that Adelaide might win, but I'm still going to tip Port because that's my team.
Moving on, Sunday, Hawthorn, St Kilda. St Kilda almost lost to North Melbourne. They looked shaky for a long time now. Hawthorn had Richmond, beat, lost it in the last, minute of that game. I think St Kilda should just get over the line.
This game on Sunday is Hawthorn versus St Kilda at Marvel Stadium. I've tipped St Kilda, but Hawthorn could win this game too. St Kilda isn't playing great at the moment.
Next, Richmond, Melbourne. Obviously, Richmond again. There's a lot of teams that have to win to play finals. Richmond are another one. I just don't see them winning this. It's at the MCG. It's fair. Both teams always play there anyway. I think Melbourne are just going to win this one by 4 goals.
Last game is Richmond versus Melbourne at the MCG. This one is hard to tip. Melbourne just won to Adelaide last week, and Richmond just won to Hawthorn. I'm tipping Melbourne.
And for the last game of the year, maybe it's the best game for the year as well. We got West Coast versus North Melbourne in Perth. It's going to be a pretty good game. I think North Melbourne will win this one. I don't think the Eagles. I think there's a gap between North and the Eagles, and I think that North Melbourne is slightly better. So North Melbourne.
Very last game of the round is West Coast versus North Melbourne at Optus Stadium. I tipped North Melbourne because North Melbourne almost won to St Kilda, but West Coast could win this game as well.
Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week with some more footy tips.